Amazing Seas.
Today, it's all about the cars. Big cars, fast cars, expensive cars, even smart cars. And I just might drive away with one, so tune in and find out. When I think about cars, I just want something that drives really fast. Now, I know you said the police usually use this for their high-speed chase. Why would an ordinary person want to drive this car? Because you know you can't, I never understand why people get fast cars, because you can never go to the limit, right? So why do you get it in the first place?
Yes, it does have a lot of power in this one, 3.5. It's actually the smallest engine you can get in the Charger, just to let you know. So you do get to ride in style, and also with some performance as well. Power locks, power windows, keyless entries. You also see the feature like electronic stability program, side curtain airbags, advanced multi-stage airbags as well. And also for convenience, you also have the MP3 player in there, CD. You got an auxiliary port for your iPods. This one here, including the freight and air tax, you're looking at around 27 or so. 27,000.
27,000 Canadian. What I'm going to do now is I have to just grab my credit card from my purse and buy this car. Now I'm joined by Walter here at Nissan, and I've really fallen in love with this white Cube. Walter, can you tell us about this car?
Yeah, the vehicle is basically been around in the automotive market for a good number of years. This is the second generation of the Cube, which has been predominantly in the Asian market, and we've received it within the last 2 years. It has a unique look, as you can see.
It's very unique.
And it's a love-hate relationship. The vehicle has terrific area, headroom, and legroom. It's a great commercial vehicle for somebody who has a small business and wants to do any kind of decals on the car. It's a great vehicle as a second car around town. It has the same motor as our Versa, which is also one of our highly rated vehicles. The vehicle can range anywhere from a $16,000 vehicle to a $20,000 vehicle.
So Walter, you say this car would typically be great for someone who is self-employed, who wants some advertising on the car, someone who's also tall because it has a lot of legroom.
Yes, headroom and legroom.
Headroom and legroom. You can't go wrong with this.
And the vehicle is very easy on the highway. Gas mileage is astronomical. It's the same as the Versa. It's going to be in the 40 miles to a gallon mold, so I make it miles to a gallon. And it's done very well with the young set, and it's done very well with the older set. So there's two mediums that it's done well with.
So when it comes to price, when it comes to mileage, when it comes to fuel, you're saying this is the car to get?
It's definitely the car to consider.
This is a 2010 BMW X5M, which is a sports performance SUV. It has an 8-cylinder engine with a turbocharger, twin turbo, which gives it 555 horsepower and 500 pounds of torque. So it's a very fat.
Benny, why do we even bother getting all these cars with, I don't know, the horsepower and how fast it goes? You can never really drive the car to its, the speed limit. So what's the need?
It's all about the label that the car has. It's the image that they're portraying by driving a beautiful vehicle.
How much does this car? How much do you think it goes?
The base price is $99,900, and with a few options added to it, it's about $120,000.
Okay, so we're talking $120,000 for this beautiful beast. But that could buy a house. Why would anybody want something so expensive?
People that already have lots of houses and lots of buildings, they're the ones that will be buying a car like this. So I wouldn't suggest someone who is just buying their first house or needs to buy a house to buy a vehicle like this, but for someone who's more well established, that would be a good idea.
So let me just speak to my husband to bring the check, and we'll drive away with it.
I'll get the paper.
I didn't come here to fall in love, but I did. I fallen in love with this concept car. It's the Infiniti Essence. And I have here with me a representative from Infiniti who's going to talk to us about the Essence. I seem a little giddy and excited is because I'm right next to Lamborghini. I'm actually touching it. I love this car. I've never driven one, but the appeal just draws on my heart. And I'm here with Alex, who's a representative from Lamborghini. Can you tell me why? What's the rage with Lamborghinis?
Well, basically, they're like nothing else out there in the market. It's a very exclusive, very high-end automobile. Lamborghini only produces a handful of cars that come into the country.
How many cars, when you say handful, how many cars does it produce a year? Would you know?
Well, their best year, which was 2008, it was around 2,400 cars worldwide.
That's very exclusive.
Yes, but only about 70 or 75 cars come in.
Someone like myself who has, recession income, what would you say, what's an affordable price for a Lamborghini for me?
We'd have to get really creative to put you into a Lamborghini. It could be something that's a few years back.
We're here at Honda and I'm achieving an all-time dream. I'm right here on a motorcycle, never mind the fact that it's not moving. I'm here with a representative from Honda. Can you tell us, what's the rage with Honda and motorcycles? Why do men like motorcycles?
Well, I think it's just that feeling of freedom that you get when you ride on the motorcycle, and it's just wonderful. You got the wind blowing through your hair and going down the street, and it's basically just a rush.
Even though this is a dream for me to be on top of a motorcycle, I'm still very afraid of it. I feel like there's a safety issue. If you're on the highway, you could be strapped, you can have a helmet on, but I always feel like if you're on a motorcycle, you're not as safe as if you're in a car. Is this a myth?
You know what? Physically, you're not surrounded by a lot of steel that automobiles have, and this is true. But the fact is, when you're on a motorcycle, you need to be that much more aware of what's going on around you. So that includes, not having your cell phone in your hand or that sort of thing, or listening to music. You have to be very aggressive on the bike and just anticipate different things going on. So you have to be more aware. That's all.
Can you give me some of the conveniences of being on a motorcycle as opposed to being in a car?
Well, other than the pleasure of it, it's also great for fuel mileage. It's much cheaper in terms of gas. It's cheaper for insurance. Motorcycles are generally cheaper than automobiles as well, so it's just a cost thing.
Now, what make am I? What's the model that I'm sitting on right now?
This is the Honda SH150. So it's one of our mid-range scooters, and it's great for normal roads or highways. And as you can see, you can take another person on the back. And there's trunk space behind you there for your helmet or groceries, whatever else.
How much does this motorcycle go for?
This one's about $5,000.
$5,000. That's within my budget. I came looking for a car. Little did I know I was going to fall in love with a motorcycle. So I'm vrooming along. This is my new purchase. If I'm coming by a neighborhood, this is what I'm going to be in. Are you ready for it? Thank you. Amazing series.